This is the new Walkera Genius CP helicopter. It's very similar in size to the Blade MCPX, which can be seen here. Of course, this one has been fitted with Mia microflight landing gear, boom supports, fins, canopy, and the Blade grip safety device. That is all part of the combo kits, the Mia combo kits for the MCPX. The Genius CP helicopter, made by Walkera, comes with a setting on the receiver which allows you to go from one mode of stabilization to a second mode, which allows you even higher stability. This particular helicopter is very, very stable. I would say it matches the stability of the MCPX, the Blade MCPX helicopter. Very much unlike the MCPX, this helicopter is capable of doing 3D flight, inverted flight, and if you're good with the controls and you can fly advanced maneuvers, you can invert this helicopter and do a little bit more than your average flying. So as we can appreciate it in this video, it's very, very similar in size. They are almost identical in rotor diameter, length, and very much the width. Now, I'm comparing it with the Blade MCPX, which has been fitted with Mia microflight upgrades. And of course, the Mia microflight upgrades do provide the Blade MCPX with a wider stance on the landing gear. You can see the difference between the Walkera Genius CP and the Blade MCPX fitted with Mia microflight top landing gear. As typical with our landing gear is normally wider than the stock landing gears that are provided with these kits, for the obvious reasons that we like to provide our customers with a more stable platform. And also, this particular platform that you're seeing here on the Blade MCPX is also what we call the Heli Savers. Mia top landing gears, the Heli Saver, because it saves your helicopter from greater damage that you would do otherwise if you would land hard with the stock landing gear. Now, talking about the landing gear, I did have a chance to fly the Genius CP earlier today, and just so happens that I hit a branch in a tree and the helicopter came down, and I happened to bend the front end of this landing gear. The landing gear of the Genius CP is a very nice design. It almost reminds me a little bit of our Mia MD500 landing gear that we provided with the that we still provide with the Mia MD500 E helicopter scale bodies for the MSR, for the MCX, MCPX, Walkera 4.3s, etc. Similar size helicopters. So it's very reminiscent of that landing gear. The angle and the skid, even the distance is very, very similar. The only thing with this particular landing gear frame combination here that Walkera is employing on the Genius CP is that it's one piece. And if you break the landing gear or bend it, as I did earlier, the front end of the strut is bent on mine. You don't see it from here because the canopy is covering it, but it is bent, and next hard landing it will probably break. Unfortunately, this helicopter is very, very lightweight, and it has to be. I do recognize that these helicopters have to be lightweight. Having designed similar sizes myself almost 10 years ago, I can understand why these helicopters need to be lightweight. They need to be lightweight because you want the helicopter to perform. A light helicopter performs much better than a heavier one. But in some cases, you just need to improve on some of the components, such as the landing gear, and this is why we do this on the smaller helicopters like the Blade MCPX. We provide the same landing gear which we provided for the Walkera earlier for 3 helicopters. And as a matter of fact, this same landing gear will fit the Genius CP, because the Genius CP is very similar to the 4.3 helicopters in size and in dimensions. So this is something that Mia Microflight is working on. We're working on a kit very similar to the Blade MCPX, as we can appreciate it here. Both helicopters are basically the same size, about the same weight, same rotor diameter. The Genius CP does employ a larger tail blade, which is something that you really need for control. The Blade MCPX suffers a little bit on the tail end from drift, and it tends to drift once in a while, especially when you produce a hard throttle change. The tail sometimes cannot keep up with that change fast enough, to keep it in line. In terms of flyability, favoring the Genius CP, basically because it feels smoother, and you have the option to go with a higher stability setup via a simple switch on the receiver, which is underneath the canopy. Also, this helicopter binds to other transmitters. I have the 2801E of the Walkera transmitter, and I really like this transmitter. It's a very nice transmitter. It feels good in the hands. The switches are right at the front, very similar to the DX6i, but I tend to favor this particular one because it just handles much better transmitter, a little better molding than the DX6i. If you have that transmitter, or I believe this will also bind to the 2601. It binds to a number of transmitters, so you don't have to get the transmitter that comes with the Genius CP. I didn't want to add another transmitter because I'm full of transmitters here, and it's just not necessary. Just buy the helicopter by itself, and if you have one of these transmitters, the 2801 Pro, 2801E, the 2601, I believe, or something similar to that one, will also work with the Genius CP. So in summary, it's a very nice helicopter. It does it is going to get the Mia Microflight makeover, which basically all these little tiny helicopters get, because they just don't hold up that, as well as the Mia Microflight tough landing gear, in the canopies. Size comparison of the two batteries, E-flite Blade MCPX and the Walkera Genius CP battery. They're both 200 milliamp hour. The E-flite Blade MCPX battery is, I believe, 25C. The Walkera is 15C. So this completes this short review of the Genius CP against the Blade MCPX helicopter.